For the first time in the WNBA's history, we are about to witness an era-shattering debate.
6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three! Oop that in!
That threatens to tear fans apart like never seen before. Like Michael Jordan versus LeBron and Bird versus Magic, the WNBA finally has a generational debate with Caitlin Clark
with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet!
Versus Diana Taurasi, and it's about to rip a hole in the fan base. Now, before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. It's no secret that when it comes to the WNBA, the name Diana Taurasi always comes up in conversations about the greatest to ever do it. An exceptional baller with ice in her veins and a resume that reads like a myth, Taurasi has been the face of greatness for over 2 decades. With 3 WNBA titles, 5 Olympic gold medals, and countless game winners, Taurasi earned her place as the greatest female basketball player of all time. But when the Caitlin Clark hype train rolled into the WNBA, all hell broke loose. It all started with Diana Taurasi airing her real thoughts about Caitlin Clark at the Women's NCAA Tournament Final Four back in 2024.
Reality is coming. You look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
While commentating on Caitlin Clark's performance, Taurasi told SportsCenter's Scott Van Pelt that Clark only looked superhuman because she was playing against 18-year-olds. Today, the clip is infamous because Taurasi flat out said reality was coming for Caitlin Clark, only to get destroyed by Caitlin in their clash. In her complete statement, Taurasi goes on to say that once Caitlin Clark makes the jump to the WNBA, things would get hard fast. For myself, I'm a neutral, and as one, I was watching from the stands, and you could easily say Taurasi was just trying to inform Caitlin Clark of how cutthroat it gets when you go pro, but the Indiana Fever fans weren't having any of it. It also didn't help that Taurasi said the fans were being too sensitive in their reaction to her comments. For as long as we can remember, Taurasi hogged the spotlight with other stars barely scratching the surface. But with the arrival of Caitlin Clark, all that changed. It almost felt like Taurasi had a personal vendetta against Clark, judging by her reactions every time the rookie's name was mentioned, and with the whirlwind of hype surrounding Caitlin, her name came up a lot. However, the narrative took an unexpected turn when Clark and Taurasi finally met on the court. In their 2 matchups during the 2024 season, Clark outpaced Taurasi in raw numbers, dropping 44 points to Taurasi's 35 and dishing out 22 assists to Taurasi's 6. Taurasi, being the veteran icon, countered Clark's brilliance with her trademark efficiency and IQ. She tallied a 19-point game in their first meeting, reminding everyone that sometimes experience outmaneuvers raw firepower. In the heat of competition, Taurasi surprised everyone by embracing Clark mid-play, a moment that spoke louder than any pregame headline or postgame stat sheet. It wasn't just a gesture of sportsmanship, but a signal that she didn't have an agenda against the young star. In that instance, the tension between fan bases seemed to melt away, replaced by a single, electrifying question on everyone's lips. Are we witnessing the start of a legendary rivalry or the passing of the torch? No matter what answer you choose to that question, the only thing you can be sure of is that the fans were going to stack them against each other, just like they've done with countless basketball greats. It was only a matter of time before basketball fans decided to stack up Caitlin Clark against Diana Taurasi, but some fans seem to have forgotten how insane Taurasi was in her prime. In 2007, she nailed a game-winning 3 at the buzzer against the Storm.
Went for the ball, and you talked about it. They're going for that 50-50 ball.
Taurasi from half court, cashing it in.
That instantly became a WNBA classic. She dropped 28 points in Game 5 of the 2009 WNBA Finals to steal the championship for the Mercury, earning Finals MVP honors. And who could forget her 37-point explosion in the 2006 playoffs against Sacramento, where every shot felt like a dagger. While recency bias may have everyone rooting for Caitlin Clark, real ones know that Taurasi in her prime also had the unmatched confidence that walks the line between brilliance and brutality. She talks trash, takes over games, and dares anyone to stop her. Whether it's the playoffs or a Tuesday night in July, Diana Taurasi played like every possession is personal. Beyond the court, she was a trailblazer. Unapologetically bold, fiercely authentic, and a leader both in the locker room and in growing the women's game. For years, she was the gold standard for what it means to be a female basketball player, but something changed in 2024 when the girl from Des Moines, Iowa got drafted into the WNBA.
The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
The league is no stranger to the hype that comes with new prospects, but the hype around Caitlin Clark was like nothing we've ever seen before. From sports analysts comparing her to Michael Jordan to her presence doubling the price of Indiana Fever tickets, Caitlin Clark's impact was impossible to ignore. For all the hype surrounding her WNBA debut, the scariest part wasn't the noise, but the fact that every word of it was true. From her record-breaking performances at the University of Iowa to becoming a top pick in the WNBA, Clark's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. Her jaw-dropping shooting range, fearless playmaking, and unmatched competitive fire make her a refreshing talent in a league just waiting to burst at the seams. But Caitlin Clark isn't like any other talent in the league. With an immediate and undeniable impact, Clark brought a wave of attention to the league that feels more like a movement than a moment. Her 2024 debut drew 2.1 million viewers, the WNBA's highest-rated game in 23 years, while Fever ticket sales surged 300%. Fresh off a record-smashing college career where she became the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, Clark has turned every arena she steps into a sold-out spectacle. But don't mistake the hype for hollow noise. Her game is as loud as her headlines.
Clark dropped in 3 after 3 after 3, hitting 7 on the night.
Just like any true baller, Caitlin lets her performance do the talking, and you could say she is one hell of a performer. In the Indiana Fever's thrilling matchup against the Washington Mystics, Clark dropped 30 points, including back-to-back deep threes in the final minutes that sealed the win, earning her one of her most clutch performances yet. Then came her showdown with the Phoenix Mercury, where she outdueled seasoned vets and hit a momentum-shifting 3 from the logo, igniting a second-half comeback.
Still trying to find her rhythm. With a nice rim run.
You'd think that with everything Caitlin Clark brought to the league, it's easy to see why some believe she's on her way to becoming the league's greatest player. Still, some critics aren't convinced about her future in the WNBA. While Caitlin Clark's record-breaking college career and rookie impact drew unprecedented attention to the league, some critics have labeled her the Great White Hope. They argue that her hype overshadowed black stars like Aja Wilson or Breanna Stewart, with some wondering why those players never received that level of hype. Looking back, Taurasi arrived in the WNBA during a time when the league was still fighting for legitimacy, battling for airtime and respect in a sports landscape dominated by men's basketball. Her relentless drive, competitive fire, and clutch performances not only won championships, but also carved out a place in the spotlight. She became a global ambassador for the sport, inspiring a generation of young girls to dream bigger and demand equal attention. Caitlin might be a trailblazer on the court, but she still has years to take the WNBA to new heights. But what do you think? Do you think Caitlin Clark has what it takes to someday surpass Diana Taurasi? Join the conversation and let us know in the comments section below, and if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.